All right. This is Sean. So first question, real simple. What are you about? What are you training for? What's the big goal? You have anything coming up on the horizon? Anything new this year?
Name Janiel Shan Bedminster. In the fitness world, they call me species unknown. Physique athlete, NPC. 6-time qualifier, national qualifier. Right now, I'm in the off season. I just placed second. In July, NPC miles production. Looking forward to going to nationals next year, sometime next year. I mean, there are a few throughout the year. Currently, I am working with Elite U training and facility. Hopefully, I could get a sponsorship. Just to get me to the show. Be able to compete. Reason why I do this, it's for me, it's structure, discipline, and growth. When I first started fitness, it had nothing to do with trying to be big or trying to be fit.
When you say big, you mean like popularity, fame-wise, or you mean like physically size?
All of it.
All of it.
It had nothing to do with it. It still doesn't for me. For me, the gym is like my bread and butter. Actually, it's like if I don't go to the gym, I feel like I'm missing out. One of those things. Like mentally, I told myself that. I trained myself like, hey, no matter what you're doing, find time to go to the gym. I mean, it keeps me disciplined. It keeps a certain structure in my life. And also, throughout the years, I found growth. Physically, of course. Mentally. Also spiritually, And with that, it comes a lot of things. Relationships, diets, my outlook on life, the way I see things. For me, it's beneficial,
You've definitely seen the transfer over from the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Just what you do in the gym.
I had no idea it would be like this. Like right. if you would have asked me 10 years ago if I'd see myself the way I see myself right now, and my environment and the way I view life and situations, I couldn't give you an answer. Right.
You didn't go to the gym. You didn't go for that to begin with, though. That wasn't the goal.
To be honest, the reason why I started working out, right? To be honest, I had gotten. I've never told anyone this before, right? So I'm gonna tell you the first time. Okay, you're the first person I ever let know this. I got into a bitter thing, a bitter situation when I was younger, probably 10 years ago exact. A little bit over 10 years. And where I was at, it was only so many things you can do.
Gotcha.
And I just took the good out of a bad situation.
Yeah.
And I told myself,
That's life.
Yeah, I told myself, what is it that, even though I'm in this situation right now, what is it that I can learn from? Like, what's the learning experience from this situation that I could take and apply to myself to where it's still a win-win for me? If I hadn't went through what I went through, I wouldn't be this person that I am right now. There's no telling what or where I would be right now. So it just made me a better person. It's just me taking, the good with the bad and, making something of myself. Yeah.
This is Sean right here, getting ready to hit leg day. This is just warm up, but not in your traditional sense, not in your sense of let's get blood flowing. No, this is mental silence right here. You know what I mean? This is visualization. Knowing why you're here, what the point is in everything. You know, you don't look like that by accident. So this routine right here might be, well, clearly it's working. I don't know how long it goes. I don't know how long that warm-up is. I don't know how long this prep is, but as he told me, it's necessary. Alright, we'll be back.
This is the part you might want to get. Supplement part. This is the part for me. I'm not gonna advertise it, but
Pre-workout?
yeah, a little bit.
Are there only certain days that you do it, or every workout, or are there certain ones that demand it more than others?
Leg days, back days, chest days, small muscle groups I can push. But the days where I'm gonna hit it hard, like legs, because I would probably take about 2 hours on legs.
Is it just to help you sustain the length of the session? Like the energy, or I mean, do you actually feel like vascularity, blood flow, all that stuff? Everything.
Pump, endurance.
And you definitely feel the difference without it, with it.
On legs? Yeah, definitely feel the difference. It's like drinking water, trying to expect a difference.
Yeah. It's only pre-workout though. It doesn't do much for you like recovery afterwards, all that.
I mix it with some aminos also.
Okay. Aminos for recovery. Yeah, okay. When you get that back, the letters have a harder time fitting. Now we're gonna be here on the, obviously what you're looking at is the gaming gym, but take a look at this website here, Gorilla Gym. Programming, baby. On this one, why are you using rock climbing grips instead? Just trying to work on grip at the same time, or challenge your back more, or what?
The way I see it on this one, I have close grip, I have medium grip, I have wide grip. And it forces me to not use my thumb as you would when you wrap it around the bar.
Okay.
So now this time you're using all lats and no other muscle.
Okay.
Also you have to use your forearm also.
Okay.
It's strength, all about strength.
I got you. Closer on this one. few tips on leg day. So when you're doing legs, are you just legs only, or are you doing multiple body parts?
When I do legs, I like to concentrate on just legs only. I don't like to mix it at all.
And is anything supersetted, or is it one movement, one machine, one weight, whatever, finish all the sets, reps, move on to the next one, or you go back and forth?
Well, for me, it depends on what I did the week prior. So, say for instance, I went heavy the week prior, then this week I can superset because I'm not going as heavy as I did the week before.
Got it.
So it gives me a range to, you know, get more reps, a better pump, than actual pushing heavy weight.
And then,
that's when I would normally superset.
And then, do you alternate your leg days between some days are heavier than others, some days are more reps than others?
Some days I don't focus on reps. I just focus on getting a good pump. Whether it takes 20 minutes to get that pump on each machine. Some days I go progression to a max. So that's more about time for me and not for reps. Because say for instance I want to squat through 15. If I tell myself I want it in 4 reps, the chances of me getting through 15 weighing 100 and barely 60 pounds,
okay,
it's gonna be real hard for me to get there. But if I progress slowly, say 10, 15 pounds at a time, and I don't focus on the reps, but I just focus on the pump and getting the weight up, I can get the 315. Okay. Because my focus is the progression of the weight. Not just the feel for the weight.
I got you.
The muscle memory.
Yeah. That's getting a double body weight back squat. Yeah. Now, how often are you doing the basic compound back squat, front squat, deadlift, basic barbell compounds? Like, you always include one of those on the heavy day?
I have to include one of those. Every week, it has to be at least one of those.
Do you find
whether it's leg press, squats, kickouts? I have to.
Do you find that on your day when you're doing legs and back, does the deadlift interfere with it, or does the back work help on your deadlift a little bit? Do you start getting too much lower back pull a little?
Yeah, I try. Well, on days that I'm squatting, I try not to do the deadlift.
Okay.
I might warm up with it.
Right.
But it's not for the pump. It's just to get loose.
Okay.
Or I might do some hip flexors.
Yeah.
But I really don't want to focus too much on my lower back, because when I tend to get in that position, once I get here, my back is gonna feel it. Right. You know, it's gonna kick in. The muscles are down there, gonna kick in my glutes.
All right, got you.
I try not to get too much of it. So.
Yeah, hit some of it.
When I do this, I don't start up top. I start below. I start where it's gonna hit me the most. In every set, I try to position myself differently every set. Okay. So 1 set, 2 set, 3 set, maybe 4, maybe 5. So every set's gonna be different because I want to get different. I want to get different parts to my muscle. That is one of the biggest muscle groups, which is legs.
Now, where do you feel? Obviously, from your experience, you know what movements you like, what you don't like, what you've been able to throw out over the years. Do you have that set plan coming in? This is how many sets I'm doing on everything. This is how many reps I'm doing. Do you go by feel a lot, day by day, or how do you?
I don't count sets.
How would you?
I got out of the mindset of count sets, because I cheat myself when I count sets. If I'm going to say I'm going to do 4 sets,
right?
My body might want to do 8. Today it might take me 5 sets to actually get
to feel that right. Okay.
So I tell people, if you count sets, you kind of cheat yourself.
Right.
If you could go more, go more.
Right. The way I say it, like, totally different style of training too, but I'll always say, when you're warming up to your first set, don't count those toward, you know what I mean? Exactly. Like, until your body starts feeling it, then you start counting your 5x5 or whatever. Yeah.
Count, or at least count once the muscle is pumped.
Exactly.
So now I'm gonna go a little bit wider, bring it up tight.
All right, so off camera, we were just talking about him putting in like 2 hours of leg volume straight. The big, I think, misconception, right, is that new person comes in the gym and they're like, I want to look like that, I want to perform like that, and they hit 2 hours straight through. What's your...
There's been times where, you know, it's guys that work out with us for the first time and they try to keep up, but do what you can do. Don't try to do what the next person does.
Right.
You know, especially because we're all on different levels. Even if we work out together, our approach for that day is not going to be the same.
Right.
You know, I might want to go, you know, more reps, and you might want to go more heavyweight.
Right.
You know, that's two different things.
Right.
You know,
that's like we were talking about, where you were talking about when you go in, don't compare.
don't
know,
compare.
yeah, don't.
That's the worst thing you can do to yourself, is compete or compare yourself to the next person. Our DNAs are not the same to begin with.
Right.
You know, you can aspire to be like that person. You can be inspired by that person. You can even use that person as motivation. But once you start comparing, you lose every time. You can't. It's hard to compete against someone that is not competing against you to begin with.
Right.
You know, just based on their genetics. For instance, there's this thing, you know, now that I compete, everyone's like, well, you have good genetics, you have good genetics. Well, my answer to that is, I haven't won yet. You know, during all these shows, I always get, well, you have good genetics, but I haven't won. So that goes to tell you that, I mean, the body's, it's subjective.
Right.
It's the type of workout you're gonna get.
Right.
You know, we all can't work out the same, and it does no good to, you know, compare yourself to the next person.
Right. Right.
Period. You know, what I tend to tell people is use every grip.
Use every grip.
Every grip.
Okay.
Every grip, because every grip is a different part of the muscle. Going close, going wide. Every grip. So that's 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets, 4 sets, easy. So if I was to count 4 sets, then I actually did cheat myself, like I said. Because maybe I could do this 2 times, 2 times, 2 times, 2 times. That's 8.
Gotcha.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm hitting every different part of the muscle. The back is a big muscle.
Right.
So I'm hitting inside, outside, down below, up top.
Good set.
I'll go wide next time. See that one, I feel it. I pull it close, I feel it more right here in the middle. Because I don't like sitting down when I do it.
Yeah, I noticed on that one, you look like you were more straddling it a little bit, instead of just completely turning off.
I like to stand up. I feel like I use more of my whole body.
I hear you. Yep. You know, I was doing a bunch of research on power lift. All right, strongest guys in the world, 1,000-pound squatters. Most of their abdominal work, a lot of people don't know it, they do standing up. They're like, that's how, especially even from like a football player's point of view, that's how you're using your core. You're not laying down doing, you know, like it's different to build it for a six-pack and physique, but they were talking about from a performance point of view, yeah. Do the straps help you just grind out a few more reps when your grip starts to give? with Sean. Sean is from, where are you from? What island?
St. Thomas,
St. Thomas,
U.S. Virgin Islands.
U.S. Virgin Islands. All right. So
Yes,
you're going to an island. All right. There's a question I like to ask everybody, all in the world of fitness specifically, right? People that just have, especially those like Sean with a bunch of experience. You're on an island. You either got 5 movements, 5 pieces of equipment, something accessible, something simple. You can't say an entire universal gym, right? 5 movements, 5 things for your philosophy on training. So it doesn't have to be 5 things that make you a better athlete or 5 things that make you stronger. Just 5 things that make you feel complete physically and maybe even mentally.
Okay.
What do you do? What do you do?
Okay, here's the thing. Some people might relate to me, but when I first started working out, I didn't have any type of equipment. Push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, dips, right? Every day, constantly. That was the beginning for me, okay? Before I even picked up a weight.
How long?
How long?
About, roughly. Like, we're not talking you did it for 3 weeks.
No, not for 3 weeks. Like, this is something like I said, it was consistent. When I woke up in the morning, after dinner, at least 2 times a day. Push up, pull up, sit ups, dips. I was doing them to deck of cards. Like the whole deck.
Yeah, old school.
The whole deck.
Ray Lewis, Herschel Walker.
Yeah, that's a lot,
Yeah, it is. I think I've counted it. It's like over 300 something reps.
It's a lot. It's a lot. If you're saying all of those push up, pull up, sit up, dips, it's a lot. Yeah. As far as equipment, to be honest, there's a thing that it's institutional. It was called water bags.
Water bags.
Water bags.
Okay.
So you'll fill the bag with water.
Okay.
Put them in a pillow.
Okay.
Another bag, put in a pillow. And you find a pipe or whatever.
Yeah.
And you just work out that way.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. Constant, weird,
Curls.
uneven resistance.
Just
right?
just whatever comes to mind.
Yeah.
I try to tell individuals, don't focus on the machine, because it's not the machine that you're trying to get.
Right.
It's the muscle you're trying to get.
Right.
So your question is, what would I?
Sounds like most of it's just body weight, right? I mean, you bring yourself,
Yeah.
you got everything you need.
Yeah. I'd say a barbell, dumbbells. Once I have if the barbell with weight, some type of weight,
Of course.
and a dumbbell. If I have those 2, I could do whatever. I could squat.
Okay.
I could bench.
If you had 5 movements.
5
specific
movements.
moves that you could do. I'll put you on the spot.
No. You're not putting me on the spot. I love that question, cause me, the way I work out per muscle group.
Right.
So 5 movements.
Yeah. If you had to pick, that would maybe hit the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So legs, squats.
All right. Back or front? Gotta pick one of them.
I gotta pick
Or
one.
some kind of squat. Yeah. Back squat? That's what I'd pick.
Yeah, back squat.
All right. 2.
Chest.
All right. Push-ups?
Dips? Well, if I'm gonna have dumbbells and a barbell, I could only use one.
Yeah. Well, it could be bench, but it could be either barbell or dumbbell, but you gotta pick a movement.
How much weight?
As much as you want.
As much as I want?
It could be either heavy or light, whatever.
A barbell.
Barbell bench?
Yeah.
Okay. 3?
Shoulders. So raises.
Front raises?
Lateral side raises.
Okay. You think that's gonna hit enough of your muscle groups for you? You only got 5 because you only have 2 left. You have back squat.
So I said squat for legs.
Yep. Barbell back squat. Barbell bench.
Barbell for bench.
Yep.
Side lateral raises for shoulders.
Okay.
Arms, so curls.
Okay. Bicep curls. Barbell.
Well,
whatever.
Yeah.
Dumbbell, whatever. Just curls.
Yeah, curls. And then for back, bend over rows.
Okay. I like how he put the little spin on it, though. He's got that. He has the body.
One of each.
Yeah. But
One of
it's
each.
the muscle group
Exactly.
specific.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously my list is going to be. That's for another video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Last question. So, right now in the world of fitness, right? I know this as a fitness professional. You know it as a fitness professional.
Yeah.
You know, I'm more behind the scenes sometimes in coaching others and doing it for a work environment. You're there putting in the grind, the daily.
Yeah.
The social media shows you one thing. The cover of magazine shows you one thing. You've got, this is how so-and-so got fit for this movie role. What do you feel is the biggest misconception or the biggest gap that takes someone that has put in the work, the time, and is at the level you're at, for someone going into the gym? You know, I'll leave it right there at that. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Instant. What's it? Instant gratification?
Okay? Yep.
False. False. Be humble. Stay patient. You have to be dedicated and you have to put in the work. Arnold, The Rock, Phil Heath,
Ronda Rousey.
even if it's not just being in a physique, even in the sports world, Tiger, Jordan, these people put in hours. When I say hours, hours. That's their
We're
life.
talking thousands.
Like
Hundreds of thousands.
it's what is it? Routine turn habit, habit turn lifestyle. Also a hobby. Like if it's your hobby and you love doing it, then it's something that you're doing all the time. Like you can't go without it. See what I'm saying? The saying goes 10,000 hours. All right.
To master or
To
perfect
master or
something, right.
perfect your craft, right?
Yes.
If you don't wake up and think about it, or if you go to bed and you didn't do it and you don't feel bad about it, then it's kind of not really, the best at anything that they do has been the best because that's what they do. That's what they wake up and do. That's what they love to do, day in and day out. It's kind of like that kid, his mom or his dad always says, that's all you ever want to do. That's all you ever want to do. That's what you have to do. You have to be that different person. You have to know who you are as a person and love what you do. Whether it's being the best, even if it's being the best at playing video games, be the best at it. Become known. Be that different person. Don't be afraid to embrace your differences. Some of the best people in the world, that's what they did. They were different. They weren't afraid to be different, but they took that uniqueness of who they were and they perfected it. They accepted it for who they are, and they worked on it, and they mastered their craft. Point blank. And like I said, it's more about discipline, structure, doing what you love. If you say that's what you love to do, put in the work.
So, kind of on that line, and then the last sort of secondary question off of that. Let's say you say, all right, I want to be Phil Heath. I want to be on stage, regardless of what your body type is, regardless if you're a 15-year-old, 110-pound kid. Phil Heath looks like the Incredible Hulk, right?
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. How long do you suggest, or do you recommend, or maybe just general advice on how long someone puts in their time into a program before they start to ask themselves, is this working, where they can jump ship and go to something else? Because right now you see a lot of I start something, and then if I don't get the results exactly what I want, instant gratification within 3 months, I'm going to pick something else. Grass is always green. I'm going to pick something else. I'm going to pick something else. And they keep switching. Nobody sticks with anything long enough to see it. How do you know when to switch? When it's time to maybe this isn't for me, let me pick something else?
See, the answer to that question is persistence. How persistent are you? You know, resilience. How resilient are you? I mean, you could be constant. You could be constant. There's people that doing the same thing over and over and over, and they're not getting results. Reason why? They're not paying attention to those little things. You get what I'm saying? For instance, you know, I might work out 7 days a week. And there comes a point where I feel like I'm not getting stronger, or, you know, I'm not getting bigger, or I don't look leaner, depending on what they're trying to gain from it. Yeah, but you're just working out 7 days a week. The persistent goes, okay, what's your diet? Are you paying attention to your diet?
Okay.
You know, you look for other things to make it better.
Right.
You know, what's your diet?
You don't change the program. Pay
You
attention
don't
to
have
the
to
other stuff first.
pay attention to the other stuff.
Yeah.
You know, or you supplementing. You know, maybe just sometimes all it takes is just to take out a little thing. You take out an element here, and now you have something totally different.
Yeah.
You know, persistence. That's what I would say. Persistence. Like keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. And a lot of individuals tend to, if I don't see it, because I've done it for 30 days or I've done it for 60 days, you know, then it's not working. You know, well, switch your diet. You know, try something. You know, try to eat less of something. Try to eat more of something. You know, just your approach you always have to have an approach to everything you do. You know, I was just saying, the guy that dreamt that he shot 1,000 jump shots, never did it before. He went into the gym, and out of 1,000, he made 100. You know, as opposed to the guy that has the negative thought about it, and he went in there, he shot 1,000 jump shots, and he made less than 100. You know, it's all about your mind state and where you see yourself, how you see yourself. You know, how much effort are you willing to put into it? You know, I think it's mostly based on the individual. How bad do you want it? That's the question, you know.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
That's good shit, man. I got all kind of footage.